In a major legal setback for the Donald Trump administration's efforts to reduce the federal workforce, a federal judge on Thursday ordered the Office of Personnel Management (OPM) to rescind directives that initiated the mass termination of probationary employees across multiple government agencies. The decision handed down by the U.S. District Judge William Alsop followed arguments from labor unions that the firings were likely unlawful. Judge Alsop's ruling halts the OPM's actions, which targeted workers in agencies including the Department of Defense, National Park Service, Bureau of Land Management, and the National Science Foundation, among others. The directive from OPM, issued in mid-February, had instructed agencies to terminate probationary employees, those in their first or second year of employment, a move labor unions said resulted in the wrongful dismissal of thousands of workers. Judge Alsop said from the bench, and I quote, "Congress has given the authority to hire and fire to the agencies themselves. The Office of Personnel Management does not have any authority whatsoever under any statute in the history of the universe to hire and fire employees at another agency." The ruling marks one of the most significant legal challenges to President Trump's efforts to downsize the federal workforce, a key element of his administration's agenda. Union groups led by the American Federation of Government Employees, which represents roughly 8 lakh federal workers nationwide, sued the government, accusing the administration of orchestrating one of the largest instances of employment fraud in U.S. history. At the heart of the dispute is the Trump administration's use of OPM to order the termination of probationary employees, a workforce segment that includes approximately 2 lakh workers, about 10% of the civilian federal workforce. Tens of thousands of these employees have already been dismissed, often receiving a standardized email falsely citing poor performance as the reason, according to the unions. Meanwhile, in his first cabinet meeting, Trump warned of more government layoffs.
Now, there'll be some agencies, like Marco has people within state that are right now doing very classified, very confidential work, and we understand that. We've talked, and we're being a little more surgical. And Marco's doing a lot of things himself. And some of the secretaries we're going to be going to them. We're going to be talking about it today. We're going to ask them to do their own DOJ. In other words, they'll look in their group and I spoke with Lee Zeldin, and he thinks he's going to be cutting 65 or so % of the people from environmental. And we're going to speed up the process too at the same time. You had a lot of people that weren't doing their job. They were just obstructionists, and a lot of people that didn't exist, I guess, Lee, too. You found a lot of empty spots that the people weren't there. They didn't exist. And I think education is going to be one of those. You go around Washington, you see all these buildings for the Department of Education. We want to move education back